Hello everyone, welcome to my first league race in quite some time. It has been a while. Of course, we had the qualifying not long ago, but actual race wise it's been quite some time, so happy to be back. And it is of course Spa. As I said, you would have already seen the qualifying, but a pretty solid qualifying in the wet. I didn't quite manage to get my perfect lap in, but pretty good anyway. This is how the championship stands at the moment, so I've got 43 points to Kiefer now then, so pretty good gap. So hoping to extend that this race if I can. And I believe he isn't racing actually from the top of my head. Again, this is quite some time ago, so I can't really remember it, so I'll be commentating it almost live, you know, as if it was a live race that I've not seen before, so should be interesting. But anyway, hoping for a good result here for sure. This is the strategy then. So starting options, doing 6 laps on them, pitting for primes, and then going to lap 15 and then doing options again. So option, prime, option is my evil plan. And here we are then. So it looks like Uber, who's on pole, started on primes then. And was that Fat first, I think, on our options there. And there's my teammate is amusing back in 7th. And it's one of the first for sure. Fat first, I was right. Is on options next to me then. So interesting that Uma's gone for the prime tires and he's trying to overtake him as quickly as I possibly can. So already on the start and already ready to go. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights going to Rich and absolutely full throttle start as I usually do now. And here we go then. Looks like we've got a pretty even start, which is good. A little bit bogging down there, but not too bad. A little bit of squirt curse to get me out of it. Not thought about having a look at the inside there, but decided against it. Hoping for a sweet exit, which I managed to do quite nicely. And look at that, nicely started to 3rd. Fat Fast managed to get up to 1st, but it looks like Granny's going to use a bit of curse, trying to get alongside me. Not having that, going to use some curse. It looks like we are going to be side by side through a ruse, which is what I was trying to avoid by going to Rich and curse. Bit of a corner cut there, but we get away with that, and a very wide. And this is very, very close down here. I'm going to use some curse now to make sure I'm hard on rev limiter. And looks like I'm just ahead of Granny at least. They're going to be 3 abreast then coming to this corner. Go try and outbrake them all. Just about nudging to lead as we come to this corner then. Breaking very late, get all turned in, but no, got pushed there. Could have caused me to cut the corner, but got pushed. Couldn't do much about that, but managed to get up to P2, P1 even. But looks like Uma's up the inside and he's going to get me there. I'm on the outside now, so I wouldn't imagine I'd be able to get that move done. Hopefully I can go on to P2 then. Just a little bit deep there. They're going right down his outside. That's probably not Fat Fast through, is it? Yes, it is. I'm going to remain on the inside for the next corner and can't quite get it down. He's ran very wide there and oh, very, very close. He came back on a track that I looked behind just as he must have backed off there because of the off-track auto brake thing. And I give him plenty of room there, and that's me back up to P2. Then Granny is very, very close behind now, though. So looks like I'm going to stick to the inside just to make sure I can defend it, which looks like I can. So now I'm going to work on Uma then, up to P2. That's what I wanted to do. And now Uma's on primes, and he's trying to get up to him as quickly as possible if I can. And Granny's already started falling back from me a little bit. Coming in then, front throttle too early. I've got to be the right in the gravel. No, managed to not spin, and almost got hit by Granny there. I was trying to make up my mind which way I wanted to go. And that was completely my mistake. 100%, but I'm all up in his slipstream now. And unsure what to do. Really, I've just backed off the throttle there because I don't want to be alongside him through this next corner, which I think is Blanchamont, is it? And just touching him there, Fat First as well. Going to have a little look up his inside here. Am I going to break him? I am indeed. Halfway up his inside, all up his inside. A little bit of a touch in the middle there, but did leave him half a track, so can't do much more than that. And going to try and get a good exit here, which I've managed to do. So that's me back up to P2 once again, but Fat First is still right there somewhere with 3 abreast. So I'm going to leave him plenty of room on the inside here. They outbrake me, but hopefully I get a better line, which I do indeed. So still in P2 for now. Oh, Fat First got a very good exit by the looks of it there, and he did indeed. There we go. I've gone to lean straight back to Rich now into a slipstream. Going to save, I think, probably all my curves for up the hill here, I might. I'm going to get a nice lot of slipstream, so all the curves he used will be now completely wasted. And look at this, should better get him easy, hopefully. And manages to stick to the inside as he is. So I'm going to do his outside, use a bit of curve, so make sure I'm right in the rev limit, which I am now. And, well, that's moved on already, isn't it? Going to go to the inside to make sure he doesn't try and dive up inside, get it all slowed down. Hopefully, don't go too deep, which I managed to do. And there we are, and that is now officially P2. Took quite a long than it should have done and lost a lot of time to Uma, which, of course, I didn't really want to do, but there we go. It is what it is. So now I can hopefully work on Uma if I don't make any mistakes. So uncharacteristic of me, those sort of mistakes. Usually I'm very good at very wide there, though. Just try and avoid that if I can. Yeah, I'm usually pretty solid with that. That's definitely one of my key points is not making mistakes, but certainly didn't manage to do it that lap. So hopefully I can make no mistakes for the rest of this race and close down Uma now. As I said, he is on prime, so I could do with being ahead of him right now, let alone a few seconds behind him. And we'll find the gap wide again. You can see how hard I'm pushing, getting quite a lot of understeer. And much better line for things. Him being a lot more careful with the throttle that time. And got quite a bit of cars. I'm going to use Rich as well. And 2.2 seconds to Uma as it stands then. So a little bit of a gap. Hopefully I can close him down. As I said, he's on primes, I'm on options. So hopefully I can close him down. That's my evil plan. At the moment, still on Rich, I believe. So nice lot of straight line speed down here. I use that mainly to try and pull away from more Granny at the moment, actually in P3. And the guys behind get all slowed down nicely. And that was pretty good through there. I've definitely gained time, I think, on Uma. They're very side by side. That's enabled me to pull away nicely, which is handy. and a 1.8, so I gained 4 tenths in that final sector alone. So I'm going to try and push now and see if I can catch him. That'd be sweet. And I'll do a fastest lap of the race there as well, which is always good. And using a little bit of curves again. So we're all the way ahead to lap 6 now. This is my pit stop lap. You see 3 seconds to Uma. I can tell you what happened was I managed to gain on him a little bit more, but then he managed to start pulling with me because my tyres, of course, started getting more warm than his since I'm on a softer to compound tyre. But I'm now coming to the pits then. Braking very late there. I do go a bit deep there. That's alright, I'm coming to the pits. That's why I brake so late. Pretty sweet pit entry there. It's quite a tricky one, that one, but I managed to thread it through there nicely. On me now, of course. We'll be going for the prime tyres then. And looks like I'm about one of the first, but definitely a few people aren't pitting. And luckily didn't get held up in the pits by anyone, which is always good. And so I just need to push now then. I should be able to get the undercut on Uma and hopefully at least gain a few seconds on him. Because I was about 3 seconds on there before a pit. A little bit of a gap ahead, just my teammates, so hopefully he won't hold me up at all, ideally, but hopefully he won't hold me up too much. And skip straight to lap 15 then, so he didn't hold me up. I'm now ahead of Uma, and skipped a lap bit because nothing really happened, to be honest. I'm just trying to make these videos relatively short because I've got so many to get through, of course. So trying to cut out, not showing you the whole race or anything like that. Saves me time, saves you time, so that's the plan. And the audio started to go out of sync as well. I don't know why it did that. Some races it does do that. But we'll have to live with that, I'm afraid. And I come into the pits now. So I was ahead of Uma then, and I should get the undercut on him again. So now I should be a couple of seconds ahead. And I did come out ahead of Uma when he pitted, because he stayed up for another few laps on his prime. So now I'm going to go to options till the end. It's about 6 laps on them then. The about same as I did in the first stint, so shouldn't be an issue with tyre wear. Hopefully I don't get any traffic. There is a car coming down the pit straight now. Hopefully I'll be okay. Who is it? It's Mini Black. I feel like this is going to be close. Where is he? Where is he? He's right there. Going to go to Rich just to make sure, but look at him, he's going to get DRS and he's going to get all my slipstream, and usually gets better exit than me out that first corner as well when you don't come out the pits. And look at this rubbed in line, and look at that, he's going to get me, so I'm going to have to use lots and lots of curves just to make sure he doesn't get me. And there we go, I've used all of my curves in fact pretty much, and no, nowhere near me. Couldn't risk him getting me there. I need to push now to get the undercut on Uma. That's what I absolutely have to do, so pushing hard now. 11.9 to Uma as it stands. We'll see how much we can get that down by the middle sector here. As I said, even though I was ahead of him, I did have a bit of a gap. And I can tell you as well, he'd slowly closed me down 10th by 10th over that last stint with slightly fresher tyres. He had a bit of a cut there and an extension, pushing hard, trying to find the limits. But yes, he did slowly close me down bit by bit, and I managed to hold him off nicely. I don't believe he got DRS. He might have got it maybe for the final lap there, but he didn't get it much at all, which was my intention, to try and keep him at arm's length so he didn't get DRS and didn't gain on me that way. So it worked quite nicely. And now, of course, we've got the undercut. So now I'm pushing hard and trying to, of course, make sure I'm nicely ahead of him, because I believe I've got better pace than him. So if I can get another couple of tenths on him, and 10.7, so it was high 11s, wasn't it? So over a second I've gained on him in that middle sector alone. So I should be quite comfortably ahead of him, and I expect he'll pick this lap, will he? So avoid too much of an undercut. Looks like he does indeed. So just need to make sure I'm going to stay ahead of him now. And that audio starts to sync. It does annoy me quite a lot, but it's a lot of effort to try and fix it. I have tried to fix it in the past, and it doesn't work fully, and it's because it progressively goes out of sync. It doesn't just suddenly jump out of sync and then stay the same. It progressively goes out of sync more and more through the whole video. So if you fix it at one point, it won't be fixed 5 minutes later in the video. So frustrating. But anyway, back to this race then, and I am very, very comfortably ahead of Uma there. Good few seconds. Wow, quite a bit undercut on this track then. And we will wait to see the split at the end of this sector at the top of the hill here. And a bit of curves there as well. Half my curves, in fact, quite a bit of curves. And pretty good straight line speed. Like my setup I'm running, which you will have seen in the qualifying video if you're interested. And what's the gap then? Wow, 3.2 seconds. I've gained almost 3 seconds on him then in that pit stop phase, so that's good. So now I should be able to quite comfortably take it to the end, which I do indeed. I'll show you the final lap of the race. And it was even more out of sync. I don't think it'd be better if it was like that live during the race. I think it would put me off quite a lot. It puts me off just watching it, let alone racing it. But anyway, 3.5 seconds still to Uma them, which is quite an achievement considering in this game it makes quite a bit of difference if you pit later. If you pit 1 lap later, that gives you 1 lap fresher tyres, and with the tyre wear scaling, it does give you quite a big advantage. So to be able to hold up at that length, I'm very happy with that. And now I'm going to try and push on this final lap using Rich. You can see trying to use all of my fuel. And I'm actually even almost in the rev limiter in this straight without DRS. That's quite amazing. And 10th off my previous end, 3.4 steering still, so no problems. He's not going to gain 1.5 seconds to me in the next 2 sectors, is he? So This is me then. Another victory. Wow. I don't want to speak too soon, but I mean, nothing's going to happen now, is it really? It's, you know, you don't get random failures in this game. The only thing that could fail online is DRS or KERS, neither of which will make the slightest bit of difference to me. Really, not on this last lap. A couple of tenths maybe, and that'll be it. I could make a mistake, but again, I doubt I'll make that the final lap. Well, I'm still pushing quite hard, but looks, aren't I? I'm not taking it easy. I do like to push for every lap. Generally speaking, I don't like to give up unless I'm miles out front. Then I might just back off a little bit if it's a track where I, scared of corner cutting or anything like that. But this track I'm not. And here we go then. Can use Rich on his final sector. I'm 10th off my previous. 3.72 now then, so hopefully I can get that to 4 seconds. And I do like getting as big a gap as I possibly can. It looks good in the final results. If you've only got a second to someone, that means you only just beat them. If you've got 5 seconds to them, it looks like you beat them quite comfortably. So the bigger gap, the better. Breaking very late there. Right down to first. One more time for this final chicane, and I take another victory this season then. And that feels good. Victory at Spa. I do enjoy this track a lot. There's 2.5 tenths up there despite all that swerving I was doing. And there we go. 4 seconds to Umini, and then 18 seconds to the next car, which was Mini Black there. And my fastest lap was actually 2 tenths slower than Uma then. So he definitely did have some good pace, but for whatever reason just couldn't quite pull out over a race distance there. So Mini Black as well on a podium. It's good to see him up there. He's not always up there, so good to see him doing that. And yeah, all the other cars were quite some way back, really, weren't they? 23, 24 there, and 38 seconds for the next car. So quite big gaps during that race, interestingly. But there we go. As we now have a quick look then at the standings. So that now means I have got 187 points. I'm now 68 points ahead of Kifler because he did not race that track. And I'm pretty sure he won't race Singapore. He doesn't usually race Singapore because he doesn't enjoy it. I can't remember the reason he didn't race Spa. I think he just couldn't attend that race for whatever reason. But yeah, I know he just doesn't race Singapore because he doesn't enjoy the circuit. He's not quick on there, so he doesn't race. So now equal at 68 points to both Kifler and Uma. So they're both now my championship rivals, not just Kifler, but a nice big gap over 2 race wins. So hopefully if I can remain nice and consistent now, this will be my 3rd title, which would be awesome to get. And this was the first race that you saw, at least, of what and Genesis. 6th and 8th there, so pretty good results for their first race. And they came up from split 3 as well, so yeah, not bad mixing in the midfield there for split 3 drivers. And then you see the 2 new drivers there who won't race till later in the season because I had to go back because I'm so far behind. I had to go back and make screenshots of all these standings, delete all the results that I already know about, but you don't know about yet, and that's what causes those 2 drivers to be DNS the whole season. But they're both very quick, Marco and B. David, so look forward to them coming in later in the season. But that's a bit for this video then. I enjoyed Spa. Singapore next, which is a circuit that, well, I've done quite well at in the past. I think my minimum victory time, I've always won at Singapore, and I think my minimum victory time is like 20 seconds. And no one's ever been within 20 seconds of me, I believe, and that includes the ownage era, as it were. So for whatever reason, I'm very strong at Singapore. I don't mind the circuit. Most people seem to hate it. I don't mind it too much. So that should be a good race next race, and hopefully I can pull that off again, and then get 3 wins in a row for the first time this season, and bolster my position at the top of the championship there. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.